Denver, Colorado, sitting here with none other than UFC Middleweight Chris Camozzi. Chris, what's happening, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, man. Just walking into the gym, ready to do an interview with you.
All right, very good. Appreciate you taking the time, number one. Lorenz Larkin, let's get right into it. UFC Fight Night, Fight for the Troops. Tell me about your feelings on, number one, fighting for the troops.
I'm super excited. You know, I've been asking to do one of these for a while. The UFC kind of steered away from them for a minute, I think. Or not steered away, but, you know, they're expanding so much, I don't think they had time for it. And now we're back to doing it. And, you know, I'd always told Reed Harris and all those guys, anytime I can do anything for the troops, I'd love to do it. I got a lot of family in the military and stuff, so...
I knew it was a big deal for you.
Yeah, you know, it's close to home for me, so I'm really excited to do it.
And obviously Lorenz Larkin's a tough dude. What are your thoughts on him? Are you preparing differently for him than other people?
You know, like you said, tough dude, but that's what I wanted. I want all tough fights. You know, there aren't really any easy fights in the UFC.
Exactly.
But I want guys, you know, that'll help propel me further up the ranks, and I think Lorenz is perfect for that.
How do you feel that he's different in that regard?
Well, for me, I'm excited to fight a striker. You know, I've fought a couple of them, but, you know, Lorenz and I are almost straight 100% striking. You know, I don't have too many takedowns.
Guys are almost identical.
Yeah. You know, stat-wise, we're almost identical, so it makes it exciting for me. A real big test. You know, Muay Thai is my favorite of the martial arts that I do, so it'll be interesting. It'll be good for me to test some stuff. And, you know, we tried out some different things for primarily a striker, and I'm excited to put it to work.
Obviously, coming off a loss to Jacare, but at the same time, one of the guys probably that stepped up to take that fight. I can't imagine many guys to do that. Was that a fight that they had gone through a significant list to get to you ultimately, or did you ask for that fight?
You know, I don't know if they went through other people or not, but we volunteered to do it, and they said yes. And, you know, I think it was a mutual, I volunteered and they asked at the same time.
Okay.
You know, I was training when it happened, and right when I got off the mat, I had a bunch of missed calls from my manager, so I had a feeling something was up. And, you know, at first I thought my opponent, you know, Natal, had gotten hurt or something, but even better, you know, I got moved up the card, and, you know, the UFC knows that I'll fight anybody. You know, if somebody falls out again, I'll take that fight.
Yep. And then with, obviously you have, you had Tim Kennedy trying to stir up the pot a little bit. What were your thoughts on that? Was that a joke, or was that kind of getting serious?
You know, I was having fun with it. He was having fun with it.
Okay.
I don't think it's anything personal or anything serious.
No.
But, you know, had they wanted me to fight him, I would have done it. But I think they liked the fight with Larkin and I better. And, you know, I think Lorenz Larkin and Tim Kennedy are equally tough.
I agree.
It was just a matter of being the main event or being on the Facebook. So, for me, you know, obviously I would take the main event. But I'm happy with my fight that I have now. So
where does this, let's say you beat Lorenz Larkin, where does this put you? Where do you think that this puts you? You know, me personally, I think I'm right outside the top 10. I agree with that. A win over Larkin, I would like any of those guys on that list. Is there anybody in the division that you really want to fight? Like, have you ever sat there and thought, man, I would love to just fight with that guy because it would be such a fun fight for the fans? Lorenz is one of those guys, so, you know, check that one off the list. But, you know, for me, it's a generic answer, but I think I can't look past him at all yet. Agreed. You know, I got a really tough fight. I haven't even thought about anybody else yet. You know, we'll wait, we'll get this win, and then we'll go from there. From a fan's perspective, I think one of the things, or one of the fights that I would love to see you fight, I would love to see you fight a guy like Robbie Lawler. I think that you guys match up really well. He loves to strike, you love to strike. Both of you guys prefer not to take guys down, but at the same time, always look to finish fights. Yeah. So, do you see the same thing that I see? I'm definitely not making 170 anytime soon. I don't know if Robbie's going to be making 170 too much longer either. Yeah. You know, right now he's out of my weight class, so I'm not even thinking about him. But, you know, yeah, I agree with you. Any fights like that, they're exciting. I'm looking for bonuses and looking for big wins. Has that been a big shift in the mental side of your fighting? Obviously, you and I have had many conversations about this. You definitely seem to be fighting for bonuses these days, and I think that the fans appreciate that because fans don't really care about wins or losses anymore. They want to be entertained. Do you see the same thing? Exactly. You know, as fighters, we're all going in there to win. You know, no matter what, we're going in there to win. Right. But some guys are going in there to win, and you know, if it's boring, it's boring. You know, I just can't bring myself to think that way. You know,
I know you can't.
I'm not the great wrestler like GSP or any of those guys, and I can't rely on just taking guys down. But I think even if I could, you know, it's just hard for me to turn that off in my mind. I just want to attack. So
agreed.
You know, yeah, I'm just trying to put on those fights for the fans because I think they pay my salary. So the more they want to see me fight, the more money I make.
Let's talk about your donation. Actually, you just made a big announcement. Talk about that a little bit. That's a big part of this game, and that's a big part of Colorado, and probably one of the biggest parts of Chris Camozzi. So
yeah, every fight we try to pick a new foundation or something to support, and you know, this being the military, everybody always does Wounded Warriors and everything, and those are all great too. But we found the Fisher House at Fort Campbell. It's kind of like the Ronald McDonald House for the troops. So this house allows the families and everything to come and have somewhere to stay if they have loved ones in the hospital, or, you know, they just help these wounded guys out. And so I'm able to give back to them. You know, I'll have their stuff on my banner. I'm going to meet with them. I'm going to go down to the house when I'm out there. And then, you know, afterwards I'll probably make a donation. But I usually do that, but I don't make them too public. You know,
I know you don't.
I'm not doing it to game fans. I'm doing it because it makes me feel good.
I agree. You're one of the most generous guys that we know, not only in Colorado but in the UFC. You've consistently shown that through your career, regardless of where you fought, actually, too. And it's been just a hell of a ride to watch. I'm really excited for this fight, actually, in particular, because I think that stylistically, this is a fun fight to watch. You know, this is one to not tune out by any means. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, you know, my management and Gray Media, my team at Factory X, some of them are starting to walk in the gym now. You might see them in the background.
A couple of belts along the line.
We're getting ready to start training here. Let's see, Bo's Kennels, Virtue Stream, Rev Gear, Bony Acai. Let's see, who else? Alienware. We just got a lot of guys. We just finalized everything. Oh man, I just
got a bunch.
The list. Yeah. You know, we got a couple other ones in the works. Bayless Trucking, we'll throw them out there. We're still negotiating with them, but a local company that wants to get on board. And you know, I think that's everybody.
You're the man, Chris. Can't wait to see you fight. We love you, buddy.
Thanks.